It's not a good day for Klaus-Peter Wilsch. The CDU politician is going to the Bundestag vote to decide whether or not to help Cyprus. He's not pleased that Germany is going to cough up billions again for a country in crisis.
Today at Cyprus, I'm voting no, just as I did for Portugal, Greece and Ireland. This bailout policy is wrong.
He knows he's the odd one out. Most of his colleagues are voting yes, although not without serious misgivings. Finance Minister Wolfgang Schäuble is aware of his party members' skepticism. Moreover, he realizes that other parties are increasingly less pleased about bailout packages worth billions. He's doing everything he can to win them over.
If we don't help Cyprus, then Cyprus will face insolvency. And Cyprus's problem is one-sided economic policy that has proven not to be viable.
For years, Cyprus was not only perfect for tourists, but also for investors. The tax haven was flooded with money. Some 70 billion euros were deposited in the nation's banks. By contrast, Cyprus's GDP amounted to around 18 billion euros. The banking sector was inflated artificially, and financial institutions placed their bets on the wrong horse, loans for Greece. As all this spiraled into a crisis, it got a bit tight for Cyprus. If only it could print its own money. A work of art at the Bundestag warns against the dangers of overspending. But there's also the question of European solidarity, guaranteed by a number of treaties. Most German MPs support this, but not all of them.
It's a residual risk. I wouldn't want to hide that. But we won't treat Cyprus any differently. If they change their business model like other European states, they'll have the same right to European solidarity.
We're responsible for our taxpayers and our citizens' savings. We're of course also responsible for Europe, but I don't think we should go along with this path of solving crises that have been provoked by countries playing with other countries' money. In this case, largely by over-speculation on Greek loans.
Cyprus needs to rustle up 23 billion euros to be rescued from insolvency. It's not that much comparatively, but Germany, the other eurozone countries, and the International Monetary Fund don't want to simply hand over the money. They've agreed to 10 billion euros and not a penny more. Cyprus has to find the rest on its own, and this is easier said than done for such a small nation. If Germany had to come up with a comparable sum, it would be €1 trillion. Completely unrealistic, says Bundestag member Frank Schäffler. He feels his skepticism about the euro bailout has been vindicated, considering the Cypriot government has only gradually released figures about the real extent of the crisis.
The whole picture is actually a pack of lies. Nothing is right. It's just been put together in a hurry, so it fits together, but the numbers are completely wrong. They're never going to add up, and everyone knows that.
The new Alternative for Germany party also says it knows that. It's hoping to capitalize on widespread criticism. It's a new rival for the conservative Christian Democrats and has called for Germany to quit the eurozone. Co-founder Alexander Gauland says the euro was a mistake, and the case of Cyprus proves that.
I'm very skeptical because it's once again a breach of the treaty. We only help if something is relevant to the system. That's always the argument, because otherwise there wouldn't be a bailout. Everyone is responsible for their debts. And then suddenly people declare that the small country of Cyprus is systemically relevant. Nobody really believes that. And that's why I think the aid package for Cyprus is wrong.
Just like Klaus-Peter Wilsch. But there's still a minority in the Bundestag. The majority of members voted for the bailout.